Yeah, it's a funny thing. It's you write a book over 4 or 5 years, and then you kind of have forgotten the roots of the origins of where the stimulus for writing these things come from. And I mean, I have a little house I'm from Newfoundland, and I have a little summer house there. And we fixed up this house that is 100 years old, and everybody that comes into the house, an old timer says, oh yeah, we used to live like that, and and of course they would never in a million years live like that again. They've torn down their houses. They live in little tight bungalows with electric heating, and but they kind of slightly admire the nostalgia for the past. Anyway, that was something that I wanted to write about in this book, and I wanted to combine that with a very modern Newfoundland. I wanted to write about Newfoundland's involvement in Afghanistan. It seemed like a lot of my friends had gone to Afghanistan and had come back and had stories about serving in Afghanistan. And not just soldiers, but contractors. I wanted to explore the past, the heritage of Newfoundland, and this very modern warfare that was going on that had a kind of patriotic, wounded warrior element to it of heroism in a very distant land. I have like a little wooden dory, and I row out onto the ocean, in this dory, and when you're rowing away from land, it's the same feeling, I think, that, like Chris Hadfield must have when he's leaving Earth. Like you see the land that you live on, and you've entered a different atmosphere of the sea. And I always felt that way. I felt this great thrill of just rowing away from the world that I lived in and looking back on it. And I think my narrator in this book has that kind of distance of searching for a community, searching for his portfolio. He meets the Minister of Defense in Afghanistan and has a discussion about it, and then one of his friends dies in Afghanistan, and he kind of returns to Newfoundland hoping to somehow adopt his friend's life. His friend had left a pregnant wife, and he takes her on. It's almost like an arranged marriage, but then he finds himself sort of falling in love with her. He had decided it was a commitment to be with her, but in fact he's really enjoying himself with her. And so he has to deal with this sort of decision to enter a public life of being with people, and in his sense of being a martyr, he in fact realizes his selfish needs are being met as just a flesh and blood person. So the book is sort of dealing with these issues of looking out into a community, seeing who is your family, who are your friends, and why do you love them?